Dad, I'll do some things.
Go for it.
I need a grown up to help me.
I'll help you.
Episode 18, hand washing. So the first step is to get soap.
After you get your hands wet, you want to get them nice and soapy. Then go ahead and scrub them together for about 20 seconds, making sure to get all parts of your hand. Next, rinse them off and
Dry your hands.
use a clean towel for this, or you can air dry them. To show how washing your hands keeps you healthy and safe, we are going to use a bowl of water and something to stir it with, some olive oil, and a couple different soaps from around the house. I got the idea for this episode from a parent at Curie named Matt, who has an awesome first grade student in my class. He had seen the episode about surface tension and suggested that I try a similar experiment to show what soap does to oily substances. This is really important because we wash our hands with soap and water to destroy and remove harmful bacteria and viruses that can exist on surfaces like our skin. So let's take a look at how it works. What I did first here was pour some oil into the water, and we see that the oil floats on top of the surface and sticks together. And then I took my soapy finger and stuck it right in the middle of these oil puddles, and it's pretty cool. You can see the soap repelling the oil until it reaches the boundary of the oil slick.
Pause here.
So thinking back to the surface tension episode, we took pepper and sprinkled it on top, and here I've taken oil and done the same thing. And now I'm going to take soap and put it on my finger and spread it around and then put it in the center. And this is what happens. It's a very similar result. So soap acts to break up the surface tension of water, basically making water molecules not stick together anymore. Likewise, it does the same thing to oil. Chemically speaking, it disrupts non-covalent bonds like hydrogen bonds and van der Waals forces and breaks things down into smaller and more manageable pieces. As you can see, the oil here is no longer sticking together in large circles. Let's see why this is so effective against viruses like COVID-19. Viruses are made up of genetic material, DNA or RNA, proteins, and some also have oily lipid envelopes or membranes. The parts of a virus are held together by weak non-covalent bonds, meaning it's very loosely bound together. Some viruses have lipid membranes, like the coronavirus, HIV, and the viruses that cause hepatitis B, C, Ebola, Zika, and dengue. A single drop of soap is capable of rupturing and killing many types of bacteria and viruses, including COVID-19. Soap is made up of pin-shaped molecules with a hydrophilic head and a hydrophobic tail called surfactants. Once these soap molecules have done their part to destroy bacteria and viruses, these same surfactants surround the unwanted materials in tiny bubbles called micelles. When you rinse your hands with water, all these microorganisms that have been damaged, trapped, and killed by soap are washed away. So let's talk about some times that you definitely need to wash your hands. When you help to make dinner or when you're about to eat food any time of the day. Certainly after you use the toilet in any way, shape, or form. Don't forget to wash after you've touched your pet, someone else's pet, or animal food of any kind, and especially after picking up pet waste after a walk. If you blow your nose, sneeze, or cough, you should wash your hands too.
Stop motion science!
So let's look at how soap tears apart the virus. The hydrophilic tails of soap molecules wedge themselves into the lipid membranes like a crowbar and pry it apart. Soap destabilizes the lipid membrane and the whole virus falls apart. Soap also disrupts the bonds that allow bacteria and viruses to stick to your skin. Micelles form around particles of dirt and fragments of viruses and bacteria, suspending them in floating cages which can easily be washed away by water. Just a note at the end here that hand sanitizers do a good job of destabilizing the lipid membranes too, but are not as good at removing matter from the skin. So soap and water are really the best choice for preventing the spread of bacteria and viruses. Not all bacteria and viruses have a lipid membrane either, meaning soap or ethanol can't necessarily kill them or destroy them. Thanks for my parent feedback and input, and also a big thanks to my family for helping me make this episode. I look forward to hearing about your soap and oil reactions in hand washing.